Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat, and this week our special guest, Silvana Vasquez. Silvana, you've been here a few times on our show.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So you're here about Rotary because you volunteer for Rotary, and we've had a number of interviews with people that are big volunteers, and you're one of them. You're involved in this. You're doing a lot of stuff, but now the Rib Fest is coming around the corner, and that's a Rotary activity. And what do you got going this year that's a little bit different? We talked some high-tech stuff a while ago. It's way too high-tech for me. So what do you got going?
Well, first of all, for those of people who don't know what Rib Fest is it's a food festival. It's going to be held June 16th, 17th, and 18th. It is produced by, if you'd like, Rotary of Bathurst, and all volunteer. The event, we will have, what's new this year, we'll have the same as last year, 3 ribbers. It will be a full Rib Fest, which means that people can come in. It's free to enter. They can enjoy the bands that will be there. We'll have 16 bands, all volunteer. And so we have a large tent where we will be providing or selling refreshments. And all the proceeds from those sales of those refreshments goes to our Rotary initiatives in the Bathurst and surrounding area. We will, as I mentioned, 3 rivers, but 2 of them have never been here before. So
That'd be good.
Yeah, there's a new group coming in. So we have Mississippi Smokehouse. They've been there before. We have Pistol Pete's, Barbecue, and Fat Boys.
Well, Fat Boys has kind of got a good name for really fatty foods, right? So you'd think that they'd be pretty good at handling ribs.
Actually, if you want to see their menu and all the other 2 menus, check out our Facebook page at Bathurst Rotary Rib Fest. And on there, you'll see the menus of those 3 ribbers. You'll also see the lineup for the musicians who will be there. We'll have large orchestras and individuals. So it's a variety of.
So these activities going on with the music. So this is like more than just going there for dinner or supper. It goes a little bit later at night. What time does it close down?
Well, it starts at 11 in the morning.
Okay.
And it goes to 11 on Friday and Saturday nights, and then 7 o'clock on Sunday evenings. And again, the times are listed on our Facebook page at Rotary Rib Fest.
Okay. And location for this is right next to 13 Barrels in that parking lot where Hospitality Days used to have their tent.
Yeah, that's exactly where it'll be. We're going, yeah, exactly. We might even have an additional tent this year for our vendors. So if anybody's interested in being another vendor, small vendor, we have a 30 by 30 tent. So we're starting to fill that right now. So we'll have other vendors there besides food vendors. We also have, for those people who don't eat chicken or beef, there's fish. Casey Fish and Chips will be there again this year as well.
You might be one of those people.
Yeah, I am one of those people. I've been offered ribs many a time by the ribbers, and I'm going, oh, thank you. I'll just give it to somebody.
Yes, exactly. So all this activity is all around fundraising.
Yes.
So this is money that goes in. And what do you do? Let's just talk a little bit about that for a second.
Sure.
What do you do with the money that goes into Rotary? It gets donated and.
Yeah, well, we do a lot with it. Our Rotary Bathurst has about 55 members now. We're one of the largest clubs in Atlantic Canada. And our proceeds go towards the Volunteer Center and its food bank, the Rotary Garden, which provides fresh food, fresh produce to the food bank, and a number of other initiatives as they come up that address individuals or groups or that have either mobility issues or number of things.
Yeah.
I'm
And
thinking
just
also like Camp Rotary. We provide funding and support for Camp Rotary that, and we send children who have challenges, both intellectual or mobility challenges, to Camp Rotary.
and just recently, the Rotary donated money to the Systemic Project too. So, well, we got to throw that in. Both of us are in this, right? And we're raising money for that cause.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
that's great.
And Sistema is another one. So we basically will support and work towards helping anybody in this area, and not only in this area, but we've donated. We obviously, one of our big donations is our Polio Plus program that we have through the Rotary Foundation. We also supported Ukraine, and we've supported Turkey, and the earthquake problems that have occurred there. So we do not just local, but also international. And one of the other programs we do support too is something called Shelter Box. And Shelter Box Canada provides these essentially large tents that are fully, will provide sustainability to a family. And they have, in there, there's pots and pans and bedding and different dried foods and everything that's possible, and it's a tent. So whenever there's an earthquake and the country decides that they need help, Shelter Box will send these shelter boxes. They're in a box, and basically you take them out and you set them up, and they're all they can be used as that. So they cost about $1,000 US. And every year, our Rotary Club of Bathurst will support purchasing several of those boxes.
This is pretty incredible. And again, you know, the Rib Fest is an example of a way that you raise cash to be able to put into these different programs. And so people that come in and do that, they're not just going to get a meal.
That's right.
They're actually supporting a lot more and could be supporting some international disasters that are happening someplace in the world.
Right. So although when you go and buy your ribs, that's the ribbers that take that revenue, obviously. They provide us with funding to be there, but our other means of funding at the Rib Fest will be a lottery. We'll have a $1,000 gift certificate that will raffle off for $10 a ticket, and that'll be a $1,000 shopping spree at Canadian Tire.
In Bathurst? You're going to sell out for sure.
So that's a good one. And also we have sponsors, right? So we have a number of businesses that have come forward and individuals who sponsor this initiative. And I'll say that almost 100% of whatever's donated goes to wherever it's intended to go to.
Yeah.
We don't take anything. That's the beauty of Rotary. We don't have operation fees and things like that for our donations. So.
Well, it's great. It's great what you're doing. I appreciate the fact that as being a member of the group in the Chaleur region, of all the work that you're doing and the rest of the volunteers that are doing, it's amazing.
Oh, volunteers. I mean, that's another one. And there's two things I was going to say. Our volunteers, we couldn't do this without our volunteers. And if anybody wants to help volunteer, just go to our Rotary Rib Fest, Bathurst Rotary Rib Fest, and message message us through that and say that you'd like to volunteer, because we will take individuals who are non-Rotarians as well. So we have our interactors, which are our youth, Rotary youth, if you'd like to call them, from Bathurst High School. They will be volunteering. We've done some work with Kinsmen. So other groups are helping as well. So this becomes quite a community effort.
Oh, absolutely. And before we end this interview, we were talking about high tech, and you were mentioning that there's discounts to get to at the same time if you go on. So explain how that works, because I know that I'll pay the extra money because it's just too complicated.
That high tech. So there's a couple of things. First, on Friday, between 11 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, there will be you'll be able to download. You can download not right yet because we haven't loaded it up yet. But there will be a coupon available on our Facebook page that says $4 off a meal, a dinner, at any time between that 11 in the morning and 5 in the evening on Friday. And that's to encourage people to come out on Friday. That's what that's for. So people just have to go to our Facebook page and download that coupon. Also, there will be, competitions or whatever you want to call it on Facebook, whereby you could actually, by sharing our Facebook page, you might be able to win. And I think I'm going to say 10, but it might be less than that, meals. So we'll actually be giving away dinners. So rib dinners. So, but you have to follow our Facebook page and share our Facebook page.
Well, that's excellent. And how many years now has Rotary been
Glad you
pulling
asked
this
me
off?
that. I looked last night. I was going through my computer and going, when did we first start this? And I saw my presentation to the city of Bathurst, and that was in 2017. So this is our seventh year because we did it in 17. So really, yeah. So that's
Did you do it in 2020 during COVID?
We did it through all. We never had
you
a
never
break. We did it at different times. We had a drive-through.
Yes.
So we were very resilient, and we just kind of moved with whatever was happening at the time. And they were very successful, those rib fests. We're lucky. Our ribbers are coming back. There's other areas, Dalhousie, for instance, they're not going this year. Miramichi will be having one, the Rotary Club of Miramichi, 2 weeks before ours. So if anybody wants to get a taste, different ribbers, mind you. But if they want to get a taste, they can go down to Miramichi. And I want to thank you, Bob, for interviewing me, but also for storing our stage. I appreciate that. It's kind of hard to put that in our storage locker.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're very welcome, and it's great that we can help out just a little bit.
Our sponsors are critical. I mean, we wouldn't be where we are without those sponsors like you and the City of Bathurst. City of Bathurst has been an enormous support over the past 7 years. So.
Well, that's one thing about our region, and we talk about that often. It's got to do with the volunteers. It's got to do with the sponsorship. It's got to do with the people that live here that pull this all together. So again, thank you very much for being part of that, for part of all the work and efforts that you do to be able to put this together. So it's very much appreciated.
No problem.
There we are. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.